Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Boliye Shri Veda Vyasa Bhagavan Ki Jai. So we will see questions 115 to 118, and hopefully by today we will complete till the questions 124. That brings us to the end of Yaksha Prashna, at the end of this 25th session of Yaksha Prashna, which began around 5 months ago. So Yaksha is asking Yudhishthira, Yaksha uvacha priyavachanavadi kim labhate vimrishita karyakaraha kim labhate bahumitra kara kim labhate dharmarata kim labhate kataya. Yudhishthira uvacha priyavachanavadi priyo bhavati vimrishita karyakarodhikam jayati bahumitra kara sukham vasate yascha dharmaratah sagatim labhati. So priyavachanavadi kim labhati, one who speaks sweet words, what does that person get? Priyavachanavadi priyaha bhavati. A person who speaks sweet words remains a very sweet and loving person. So everything, whatever we give, we don't necessarily need to get the same thing. We don't need to get it from outside. We will discover it in us and we will become that. Even in the Mahalakshmi Ashtakam, Ekakale Pate Nityam Mahashatru Vinashanam Dvikalam Yav Pate Nityam Dhanadhanya Samanvitaha Trikalam Yav Pate Nityam. Many things are given. If you read it one time in a day, you will win enemies. If you win 2 times, if you chant that 2 times and 3 times, you will get this and that. But it says, Mahalakshmi Bhaven Nityam Prasanna Varada Shubha. A person has the ability to remain as Mahalakshmi, and they will be very prasanna, they will be very cheerful, they will be Varada, they will be the granter of boons for everybody, and they will be Shubha, meaning auspicious. In the same way, Priyavachanavadi, one person who is committed to speaking sweet words and good words, he becomes Priyaha, he becomes the beloved of all. Everybody approach him because people like to listen to something good, listen to something sweet. Even the Manusmriti also says, Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam apriyam, priyam cha nanratam bruyat, eshaha dharmaha sanatanaha. An ancient dharma is to speak the truth and speak it sweetly, and also speak something sweet, but don't speak untruth. And this is an ancient dharma. So priyam, hitam, satyam. Truth, the 3 dimensions of truth are sweet words, words that are good for others, and words that are truthful. Even Thiruvalluvar says, இனிய உளவாத இன்னாத கூறல் கனி இருப்ப காய் கவர்ந்தற்று. When there are very sweet words and when there are very beautiful words, speaking harsh words to others is like when there are very tasty and ripe fruits, you want to pick on the unripe ones and try to bite into them and experience sourness rather than sweetness. Vimrushita karyakaraha kim labate. One who does actions with prior thought, giving a lot of thought into action. What do they get? Vimrushita karyakaraha adhikam jayati. They keep succeeding in everything because look before you lead. Gurudev says, plan out your work out your plan. So before working out something, we plan what we are going to do, we think about it, we pay attention to that action in our mind. We fill the thought of the action with consciousness, and then a thought filled with consciousness has its own power of working itself out through the action, and whatever comes through the action will be success. Even again, Thiruvalluvar says, Enni tuniga karmam tuninda pin ennuvam என்பது இழுக்கு. Before we do some work, think about that work and then begin the work. After we begin the work, let me think about it. Let me cross the bridge when I meet it. Is not a very nice thing to do. It's not a very good thing to do. It brings a lot of disgrace to us. So deliberation before undertaking the act, to reckon that we shall think after starting the action, is unwise. Sahasa vadadhitana kriyam avivekav parama padam vrunutehi vimrushya gunalubdhaha swayameva sampadaha. In the Kiratarjuniyam, where Dharmaraj, as Yudhishthira, Kiratarjuniyam is written by Bharavi, in which Dharmaraj says, Yudhishthira says, one should not act in haste. Action without thought results in destruction. Wealth chooses a person who acts with forethought. So if we want to be wealthy, we have to live a very planned life. We have to live a very thoughtful life. We have to live a very mindful life. And what are actions? What we think, what we speak, what we do with our hands, and where we go with our legs, and what we do with our body. All these form actions. And when we plan and think out those actions are going to bring us success in life. Bahumitra kim labhate. Bahumitra sukham vasate. A person who has got many friends, many good friends and true friends, if a person has got, then how is his life? His life is very comfortable. His life is very happy. Recently in Chicago, I know a person who met with the car in which that person traveled was hit by another car from behind. And this woman was driving with her 3 children in the car, and it is a very tense situation. Of course, they call 911 and the police comes, and she just had come back from a party with her friends in their friend's house. Everybody met together, and midnight around 11:30, all the friends came to the spot of the accident, and they were there until luckily nothing happened. Everybody was safe. Only the car had to be total, but all the friends were around, and there was so much of strength because they said, don't worry, we will take care of everything, and everything around was taken care of, despite the person did not have any other help from the family at that moment in the place where she was staying. So everything went on smoothly because so many loving people just came around her. But for those friends to come, It is a lifetime of work. You keep in touch with them, you serve them whenever you can, you visit them, they visit you, they are keeping in, you put up with whatever they do, they put up with whatever you do, you accept everything. There's so much of work that goes behind cultivating and creating friendships. But once the friendship has been created, what happens? It is a constant source of joy. You live in a situation of comfort. There are so many friends who come to their friends in time of need, whatever difficulty it may be. There are people who have just come to the road because their family has left them, and it is only through friends that they are able to get to the right place, reach the right contacts, arrange for the right kind amount of money, and then life becomes smooth because of friends. So it is not for this purpose, but when we cultivate good friendships, when we have good friends around us, they motivate, they encourage, they they even chide us when we are going on the wrong path, and they are there for us, supporting us at all times. धर्मे रतः किं लभते यश्च धर्मरतः स गतिं लभते. The one person who's always identified with dharma, meaning identified with doing good work, responsible work, taking up responsibilities in the family, in society, what do they get? They get the right path to move on in life. What is the right path to move on? It begins with dharma, artha, karma, and moksha. Dharma means discharging our duties and responsibilities, doing our own allotted work in life, whatever work it may be of our calling, or where we are asked to do work, we will do it well. What we have taken up, we will discharge those duties well. Artha means we will earn money, good money. So, when we do dharma, when we are living a life of dharma, the next gati is the right kind of income that has to come by which we sustain our life. We will be shown the path towards that. Once we are steadily on the path of generating good income, and we are also doing our dharma, we are also on the path of generating income, we have to keep moving on. It is not stopping there. The third is to enjoy good luxuries of the world, whatever goodness the world has to offer us. When we come to this world, we don't need to live a morose life where we don't enjoy at all. We're all the time ruminating about something or struggling with life. There is a time when everything happens to us in such a way, and the boat is set sail, and we are moving on the high seas of life. It is time to enjoy the luxuries of life. It is time to enjoy the good pleasures that life has to offer, and that is karma. So, dharma, when we discharge our duties, when we earn enough for ourselves and family, and to pay taxes to the government and also nourish the government. Whatever we pay, we are actually paying our attention. We are paying with our consciousness. Money is not just money, money is our attention and our consciousness. It is a physical representation of the attention we give to something. So when we give that, we are nourishing our surroundings, we are nourishing our body, we are nourishing our senses, we are nourishing our mind, and it is very happy. Ultimately, this alone is not the end of life. We need to move forward, and dharma will give us the path to moksha by finding us the right guru, by taking us to the right guru, by keeping us on the path of dharma and purifying our mind. Dharma itself is a means to purify the mind. So the mind becomes pure, and we know, we before we drop this body, we understand that we are the ultimate truth, we are the ultimate reality. There is nothing beyond the self that we are searching for. After we leave the body, there's nothing else that we need to search and find. Everything that is done is achieved here. That kind of a firm understanding is moksha, and that moksha is also given. The path to that moksha happens when we do our dharma. Gati is the ultimate goal of liberation. The liberation of the jiva is the outcome of moksha dharma sadhana, which is the practice of knowledge. What is the practice of knowledge? We have so many thoughts that come to us from outside. We also have the right thoughts from the Vedas, the Upanishads, that we can evoke and keep in our mind. When we drop the attention to all the thoughts from outside and all the confusing thoughts from inside, and we pay attention to the thought of I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi, I am Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. When we are going on constantly paying attention to this thought, at one point, this thought also contains consciousness, and the element with which we pay attention is also consciousness. It is a form of light. It is not the kind of light that we know, which gives light and form to something. It is that light of awareness which is almost invisible. It is almost like darkness. We cannot see this light, but it has got some power. It has got the power of illuminating the thought, illuminating the feeling. When we are going on paying attention to the thought, that light falls on the consciousness which is there in the thought, and both merge together because the thought is a very flimsy presence. It does not have a finite presence. It is like a bubble. And the bubble bursts, and then we realize that we are that one consciousness. So that is where Dharma can take us. Questions 119 to 122. Yaksha uvacha ko modate kimaschariyam kaha pantha kacha vardikam mamaitam chaturah prashnana kathayitva jalam piba. So the Yaksha is not tired. He has asked all the questions, and just imagine such a big quiz competition, and the prize for this quiz competition is a very precious prize. It is a prize that nobody would want to let go. The prize is the prize of all the brothers who are dead and lying down nearby, Yudhishthira and Yaksha. If Yudhishthira answers those questions, then the brothers' lives will be saved. So he has done his best so far, and there's only a little way to go. And now Yaksha asks 4 questions and says, you answer these 4 questions and go ahead and drink the water from the lake. So that is why the Yaksha said, I am the owner of this lake, so you cannot drink water from this lake without answering my questions. Yudhishthira uvacha panchame hanishashteva shakam pachati swagrihe andrani chapravasi cha savarichara modate ahanyahani bhutani gachanti hayamalayam sheshaha stavaramichanti kimascharyamatah param tarko pratishta shrutayo vibhinna naiko rishir yasya matam pramanam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gatasya panthaham asmin mahamohamaye katahe suryagnina ratri divendhanena masartu darvi parighattanena bhutani kalah pachatiti varta. So very interestingly, he is answering these 4 questions. Kaha modate. Who is the one who is truly delighted? Panchame ahani shashteva shakam pachati svegrihe. So, actually speaking, we have experienced what Yudhishthira said during the COVID years. Actually, we are not talking about the disturbances that COVID caused. We are talking here about the lockdown. In the lockdown, we were all at home. So that condition is a very truly delightful condition, says Yudhishthira. Panchame ahani shashteva shakam pachati svegrihe. If the person cooks vegetables and rice at home at the 5th or the 6th muhurta, meaning around 9 to 10:30 time, if they cook food and they eat that food at home, they are very happy. Very interesting thing. Meaning, instead of ordering out the food, instead of going out to the hotel and eating, if we cook our own food at home, we are very happy people. Then, Andranicha Apravasi, a one person who is not in debt, who does not have any debts, meaning they don't have loans to repay, they are very happy. Apravasi, a person who does not have to leave home and go here and there, work from home. They don't have to go long distances from one's home. They are very happy people, which means staying at home, cooking food at home, and not having any loans in life is the secret for happiness in this world. If we want to be happy in this world, cook food at home, not have any loans, like don't take too many loans except for the major ones which we can repay comfortably. If you want to buy a car and you have the money to buy a scooter, buy a cycle. So this is a logic to be loan free in our homes. Apravasi, not traveling too much unnecessary, not going here and there, not having appointments outside just for the fun of it. The fun is always to be at home, comfortable at home. They're truly delighted. Then Kim Ascharyam, the next question is, what is the most surprising thing? Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti. Day by day, human beings die. No? Iha Yamalayam. From this earth, they go to the abode of Yama. Yama means that place where they don't return after that. They go to that place. They don't return in this name and form to earth. Like once gone, we don't come back into this earth. Sheshaha Sthavaram Ichanti Kim Ascharyam Ataf Param. The remaining people who watch this, day in and day out, people die and they leave the world and they go. The other people, they want to be steady. They want to be not, they think that they won't die at all. They will not go away. What greater surprise can be than this? So it's a true wonder that even though we see people dying day by day, we think that our life is permanent and we want to be permanently living in this world. Kaha panthaha tarkaha apratishtaha shrutayaha vibhinnaha naekaha rishi yasya matam pramanam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajanaha yena gataha saha panthaha. What is the right path in this life? We are always confused about what is the path I need to take. Should I do this work? Should I do that work? Should I speak to this person? Should I speak like this? Should I not speak like this? We have these questions. So Yaksha asks, what is the path in life? Tarkaha apratishtaha. Logical reasoning does not have any firm abidance. We cannot always conclude things by logic. We say sun is rising in the east. It is not a logical thing to say because the sun neither rises nor sets. So we cannot argue based on this. We cannot say, no, the sun is rising in the east. One person will say, the other person will say, no, the sun neither rises nor sets. Logically, we can argue, but we cannot really establish that reality because there is nothing like the sun. That globular thing that we see is not the ball. It's like a football size to see. But it can be even like an ocean of light, like an ocean which has waves, heat waves, light waves arising. We do not know exactly what is the nature of the sun and how it is because we have not gone there, we have not seen. So we don't know what it is. Apratishtaha, tarkaha apratishtaha, shrutayaha vibhinnaha. Even the books of knowledge speak different things. Even from studying the Vedas and the Upanishads, we have 6 schools of philosophy like Tarka, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa. So people from one path of life, whether it is Advaita, Dvaita, or Vishishta Advaita, what do we follow? What is the path in life? Everybody seems to be a great person. Everybody seems to be a great acharya. But still, there are a lot of differences among their opinions. So, what do we believe? Rishihi yasya matam pramanam. Even the rishis also, we cannot take their point of view as a complete point of view, because there are many rishis and all of them are good in their own way, and all of them see things differently and they give their point of view. So we cannot take that for a firm point of view. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. The quality or the essence of dharma is very deep, and it is a very secretive thing. Mahajanaha yena. So we cannot really know it by argument, by discussion, by thinking that this person can show the truth, that person can show the truth. It is not that way. Mahajanaha yena gataha sahapantaha. That path which the great people, the good people, the people uh, who have lived a very good life, and very knowledgeable people, that the path that they show is the right path. Even in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the advice to the students is karma vichikitsam va vritta vichikitsam va syat etatra brahmanaha santinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharmaka masyuhu yatha te tatra varteran tatha tatra vartetaha. So whenever we have karma vichikitsa, whenever we have doubts on what we should do, or vritta vichikitsa, on the conduct we need to take in life, on what path we should choose, how we should go in a particular situation. Ye tatra brahmanaha sammarshinaha. Where there are brahmanas means one who know the truth, saints, sages, and good people who have studied the shastras, scriptures, and they know the truth. Yukta ayuktaha. They are very integrated personalities, not just knowing, but also living a life of goodness and integrity. Aluksha, and they should also know, they should be compassionate people. They should not be cruel people. And dharmakamasyuhu, they should be people who are functioning in this world. It is okay to, we cannot really get a clarification from somebody who has left everything and lives in the forest all by himself. They have to be dharmakamasyuhu. They have to be living in this world and following the path of dharma, doing something in this world and having all these other qualities. Basically a guru or a master. Then what those people show is the right path. So that is the answer for the question. And then next, Kim Chavartika. What is the news? We have so much of news. We watch TV news. We listen to radio news. We see the news from the newspaper. We watch the news on YouTube and on mobile phone and on Facebook, Instagram. Everywhere we depend on our news. But what is the Vartika? What is the ultimate message? What is the news that you have to give me? You have to tell me, the Yaksha asks. And Yudhishthira says, Asmin mahamohamaye katahe surya agmina ratri divendhanena ma sartu darvi parighattanena bhutati kalaha pachati iti varta. Okay, let me tell you the news. Let me tell you the ultimate message about life on earth. What is this life on earth? Time cooks all beings by the fire of the sun. The sun is a fire, and Mahamohamaye katahe. Mahamoha is this earth. Moha means delusion. On this earth, we don't get the full message. We don't get the full vision of anything. We see only a part of the earth. We see a little, even if we see the ocean, we can, even though we see such a big wide ocean with our eyes, we are not seeing the whole ocean as it is. We are not, when we go and stand on the shores of Bay of Bengal, we don't see up to Sri Lanka also. We don't see the depths of the ocean with our eyes. We see only part of the ocean, and even the big part of the ocean we don't really see. We see only a little bit of the water that comes in us, in front of us, and touches our feet. We are feeling only that water. We don't even, we hear only a little bit of the sound of the ocean. We don't hear the whole ocean sound. So this is Mahamohamaye. Mahamoha is a very interesting thing. In an ordinary understanding, it is something like somebody is going to America for the first time from India, and there's a lot of excitement. They're all getting everything, their passbook, their visas, everything ready, packing their bags. They're imagining, if I go to that house, America is going to be like this. When I get out of the airport, cars will be like this, buses will go like this, vehicles will go like this, people will be like this. Then I will go like this in the car. And then when I reach my house, the house is going to be, we would have seen some photographs of the house and our family members there also. We would have seen. And we will imagine in our mind, this is the way it is going to be. Then finally, when we go there, it is totally, completely different from the way we imagined. We could never have imagined the way we imagined the way that country is, from even all the discussions and all the debates and all the imaginations and all the plannings that we had about what we did, what we will see, what we will do, what we will speak, nothing we know, because it is moha, it is delusion. Everything is a delusory thought in our head. Mahamohamaye, this earth, is a kataha. In Hindi or in Tamil, we say kadai. Kataha is a pan, it's a frying pan, and the fire is the sun. Here, the frying pan is concave, the fire is coming from top. Unlike in our house stoves where the fire is from down and the frying pan is like this. Katahe, Suryagnina, Ratri Diva Indanena. The night and day are the fire sticks. The sticks that we put in are night and day. Masaha Rutu Darvi. So we need a ladle to stir fry, right? What is a ladle? Masa. Every month in and month out, it is a big ladle. And Darvi, the Ritus, the seasons. Every 2 months once the seasons turn. 6 seasons we have. Grishma Ritu, Varsha Ritu, Hemanta Ritu, Shishira Ritu, and Hemanta, Shishira, Grishma, Varsha, one more Ritu, I'm not getting it. 6 Ritus we have. 6 seasons we have. Summer, winter, autumn, spring. So, Parighattanena, the seasons are all what keeps stirring us. And who are we? Bhutani. Bhutani, we are the beings. And who is the person who is stirring? Kalaha Pachati iti Varta. This is a message I want to give you. Meaning the final message of Yaksha Prashna is that we are all living in this world. We are being cooked in this world by time, and the fuel is day and night. The ladle is months and the seasons. The fire is the sun, and all us jivas, we are all being cooked in this fire. So this is a reply that Yaksha gives, Yudhishthira gives to Yaksha. Questions 123 and 124, the last 2 questions of Yaksha Prashna. Yaksha uvacha vyakhyata me tvaya prashna yatha tathyam parantapa purusham tvidanim vyakhyaki yascha sarvadhani naraha. He's got one more question. I have asked you so many questions. So one more question I'm asking you. Who is a sarvadhani among all people? Who is a very rich person? Yudhishthira uvacha divam sprishati bhumim cha shabda punyena karmana yavatsa shabdo bhavati tavat purusha uchyate tulye priya priye yasya sukha dukhe tathaiva cha atita nagati chobhe savai sarva dhani naraham. Here there's a lot of similarity in the repeated expositions in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dhani, who is a very rich person, and Vyakyato me tvaya Prashna yatha tatyam parantapa. O destroyer of all enemies, you have answered all my questions. Purusham tu idanim vyakyahi. Who is a human being? Yasya sarvadhani naraha. A very rich person, a very wealthy person. Who is he? And who is a human being? Yahacha sarvadhani naraha. Among all human beings, who is very wealthy? Tulye priya priye yasya sukha dukhe tatha evacha. The one who is tulya, who is balanced, whether he gets something that he likes or whether he gets something that he does not like, he is balanced. Atita anagatecha ubhesa. In the past or in the future or in the present moment, whoever is very stable and balanced, they are sarvadhani. They are very truly wealthy. They are really very wealthy people. Even Gurudev, Swami Chinmayanandaji, says the three ways by which what is wealth? Wealth is energy, conservation of energy. Our energy gets depleted because of our anxiety about the future, worries about the past, and in the present moment, we are acting with agitation. Because of these three ways, our energy gets depleted. And so, a wealthy person who does not have these three, who is very balanced, when something we like comes, when we get very excited, we lose a lot of our energy. Our energy is like crores and crores of rupees of money that we have in our body. So that is what energy is all about. In that crores, if I get angry once for something, I will lose a few thousand rupees immediately. And those few thousands of rupees have been accumulated with lifetimes of tapas. So that is what our energy is so precious. It is even precious than money. It doesn't matter even if we lose money. But if we lose our cool, if we lose our balance, if we get angry, if we get upset, if we get disturbed, we lose crores and crores and crores of rupees worth of energy. So they are a very rich person who is very balanced, whether what they like happens or what they don't like happens, in joys and sorrows, and in the past, or when thoughts of the past come, thoughts of the future come, and in the present moment, whatever thoughts they have, when they are balanced, then they are very rich people. Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, who is one who is dear to me, dear to Bhagavan? Samashatrau cha mitre cha tathamanaapamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu samasanga vivarjitah tulyanindastu tirmauni santushto yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo narah samaha shatrau cha mitre. In the presence of an enemy and in the presence of a friend, they are balanced. Then they're balanced when there is mana, when people give the right estimation about us, a very friendly estimation. You feel I'm good, they say yes, you are good. You feel I'm rich, they say yes, you are rich. Then you feel I'm brilliant, they say yes, you are brilliant. So that is mana. Apamana is you feel I'm good, no, you are bad. You feel I'm rich, no, absolutely poor. You're the lowly of the low. They give you a very decreased estimation about yourself. Apamana. Mana apamana yoho. Then Shita Ushna. Whether the atmosphere is cool or whether the atmosphere is hot, the physical body. Then Sukha Dukkha. Whether I experience joy or experience sorrow. Samaha Sangha vivarjitaha. When I am associated with people, situations, and objects, and when I am detached from people, situation, objects, I am at the same state of mind. Tulya ninda stutihi mauni. When somebody hurts you, somebody scolds you, when somebody praises you, a person who is balanced, tulya, there is no up and down. The balance of the mind does not tip either way. Mauni, they're very quiet. Santushtaha, very, very happy, very content. Yena kenachit, by whatever happens, by whatever means, they're always content. Aniketaha, they don't have any particular place that they call home, which means wherever they go, the world is their home. They can be at home anywhere they are, under in a cave, or under the root of a tree, or in a hut, or in a palace, anywhere they can call it there. They can be in their home. Sthiramatihi, their mind is very steady. Bhaktiman, such a devoted person, me priyaha naraha, is very devoted to me. And so then the Yaksha is very, very happy. We have come to the end of the Yaksha Prashna. Yaksha is very happy. He says, okay, now I'm very content and happy with what you have told me. And Yaksha reveals himself to Yudhishthira. He says, he calls him, what is that? Jalachara. What is that word? Very beautiful word. Jalachara, or walking on the water. Let us see the crane. The Yaksha is a crane. And Yaksha is none other than Dharma Devata, or Lord Yama, whose son, that is through Kunti, Kunti is invoking different gods to give birth to her children for Pandu. And so Yudhishthira is the representative of Dharma, Dharma Devata. And he himself presents himself before Yudhishthira. He wanted to test his son. And that is the reason why he asks, he disguises himself as a deer. And in the antlers, the Brahmanas' sticks are all caught. The Arani sticks are all caught in the antlers of that deer. And then he runs into the forest, into Dvaitavanam. And these brothers come chasing to get those sticks. Because this chase has happened because they were following the path of Dharma. They wanted to help the Brahmana. And that is the reason why this whole question and answer session is all about Dharma. And then finally, the four brothers, they go and drink water, and then they die. And then Yudhishthira goes, and then this Yaksha asks questions, and Yudhishthira answers. Now this Yaksha reveals himself, and he says, now ask me which of the brothers you want to revive. He is giving a very difficult option now. It is like he was very excited, not excited. He was very happy that he has answered all the questions. He should have been happy. Now it is time for the brothers to be awakened to life. But then at this time, he's giving a very difficult choice. He says, I will give you one person can be awakened. Now, who is the one you want to choose? And Yudhishthira does not think twice. He says, you can awaken Nakula. Then Yaksha is asking, why? Why don't you want to awaken one of your own brothers? Bhima is a very strong man. You can awaken him. He's giving choices. He says, no. Among Kunti's sons, 3 of us, I am alive. And Madri is also very dear to me. The other mother, the other wife of Pandu. And so one of Madri's sons should be alive. And so I want Nakula to be alive, he asks. And then finally, Yaksha yields to that request. He is very pleased with Yudhishthira, and all the brothers are awakened. And that's a story with which this Yaksha Prashna ends. And so this is a book, Yaksha Prashna, a dialogue between Yudhishthira and Lord of Dharma, a life-transforming guide from Mahabharata, an exposition by Swami Shivayogananda, the resident Swamiji of Chinmaya Mission, Madurai, Chinmaya Meenakshi Ashram. This book has been published by Chinmaya Mission, and this book is in English. It will be available on all Chinmaya Mission bookstores, Chinmaya Vani stores, and on the internet also through Chinmaya Mission websites. So it's a very interesting book. It is a very good guide on Dharma. Anytime we have any questions on what we should do in life, how we should speak, or how exactly I should improve. It's a self-improvement book. How exactly I can improve qualities that I have and live a good life and a happy life. This is a go-to book for that. Om सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसोर्मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हर नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेव. हरि ओम.